What's going on, guys? We're Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Welcome back to another garage intro here. It's a nice little Thursday afternoon, still September. Let's claw back out of this hole that we're in, that we put ourselves into a few sessions ago. So Thursday afternoon, just rolling in. We're gonna see what the action's like. I'm not sure how long. I never come in like knowing how much I'm going to play, how long I'm gonna play. It all goes by feel, but we've got an actual mission and goal today. We are stuck about $130 this month of September. It's September 26th, I want to say. So we've got some time to play. The goal is to bounce back out of the hole, climb out of this, and get back into the green for the month. That would be super cool. So let's see what we can do. Let's play well. Let's not be an idiot, not be a punting stupid idiot. Probably gonna hop into the 1-3, 2-5. Still not gonna be there yet, but let's see what we can do. We're gonna roll in and signing up. Let's get into spans.
We get to Encore and we hop into the 1-3 game. A brand new table opens up and we see a few people. I think 4 of the people are travelers, out of town people, and they're just bringing their suitcases along. So looks like it's gonna be a pretty fun, good table with a lot of new players. And let's get involved because we're pretty excited seeing the kind of players that strolled in here. So the first hand we look down at King Queen of Diamonds in the cutoff. I raise it up to $18 over a limper, and only the limper calls, so we're in position. Let's go to a flop of 10-6 deuce rainbow. He checks to me, and I decide to throw out a small C bet of $20. Realistically, probably check back this flop, but decide to C bet anyways, and he makes the call. We go to a turn, which is the 3 of hearts. Doesn't change anything at all. I was hoping to improve at least a little bit. Maybe a 9, maybe a jack, maybe a diamond, whatever. When he checks to me, adding the backdoor flush draw of hearts there, not the right suit. I'm just going to just check it back. And we go to a river, which is the Queen of Clubs now. He checks to me once again, top pair in this spot. Maybe throw out a bet that can get a crying call from a 10 or something like that. So I bet $45, and he doesn't think too long before making the call with a set of 6s. So he got some value, I think. He takes it down with this set, and we're moving on. This hand gets a little interesting. We get some action. We play with some of the people who were traveling with suitcases. So just to show you the type of players they were, this one's a pretty interesting and fun one. So we're under the gun +1 with ace queen offsuit, and there's an under the gun limper. I am going to raise it up to $15, and we get 4 whole callers. Not ideal, but we're going to go to a flop 5 ways out of position, which comes Jack 5, 3, all clubs. Sitting here with the ace of clubs, really good board since, 2 overs and the nut flush draw. So when everyone checks their cards, the big blind player leads out for $10. Only gun player folds for $10 and actions onto me. This big blind player is one of the players that I've seen make some pretty suspect moves for sure. So $10 here, not going to be playing for that. I go ahead and throw in a raise ISO out the field of $60. It's going to be hard to get other people to call here since I do look extremely strong, and I know that this specific player who bet the $10, he's going to call fairly wide with a little bit of everything. So the plan does work out. The action ends up folding all the way back to him, and he decides to make the call. Here in this spot, I still think ace queen high is pretty good. Has a lot of showdown against this player. He'd been calling with any club, almost any club. And so if he does have a 5 or 3, that kind of stinks. But we go to a turn, which is the 9 of hearts. He checks to me. I think he's got to be on a flush draw all the time here. I think he'd bet a little bit bigger on the flop if he did have a jack or any pair, honestly. So here, I'm going to check it back with my showdown. I'd want to hit the clubs, and just putting him on club draw. If he does hit a pair, that really does suck, and that's my fault. But the river is the 6 of diamonds, not a club, so action goes check, check. Luckily, I'm happy to check it back with ace queen high. He shows ace 4 with the 4 of clubs, and we take it down with ace queen high. So yeah, he was very committed to his 4 high flush draw there, and I definitely think I would have gotten paid if the clubs came too. Following hand, King Jack of Hearts in the cutoff, and there's an under the gun straddle. So there's a limper to me. The player to my right is a really limp happy game, and we're not having none of that. Raise things up to $30. We get some action when the button, the big blind, and the straddler calls. The somehow the player to my right found a fold, but we're gonna go 4 ways to a flop of King Jack 5 all clubs. So I don't know what it is about the clubs flops, but we do flop 2 pair, top 2, and we're pretty confident in our hands so far. Like I said, assuming no one's on a made flush yet, because flushes are hard to flop. So when action checks all the way back to me here, I'm in position. I'm going to throw out a bet of $100. A few of the players are fairly short. Only the big blind has me either covered or similar stack sizes. So betting 100 into the 120 here, I'm just trying to commit stacks. If you do have the ace of clubs, I'm happily willing to just get it in for sure. So I bet $100. The button makes the fold, the big blind folds, and the straddler onto him. He tanks for a little bit. He has about $160, $170 in his stack, so really an all-in or fold situation here. He decides to fold, and we take it down. I'm very happy with that. The player to my right who limped and folded ended up saying he had Queen 10 with the Queen of Clubs, so we know he's not going anywhere, so that would have been very interesting to see, and he had me covered as well, so we definitely would have been flipping there if he was in that hand. Next hand on the button, we have Ace King of Hearts, and there's 2 limpers to me. The player to my right raises to $7, and in position of him, no way are we playing for $7 with Ace King. So I decided to 3-bet to 30, and we get action once again. It's the big blind, early position, and the cutoff. So 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes King Jack 5 once again, but it's 2 spades and a diamond. So luckily, not all of the same suit for once. So when action checks all the way back to me, flopping top, never going to just check it back, going for value here, even if we are multi-way and the board is a little connected. I bet $75 here for value. The big blind tanks and ends up making the fold. The cutoff wants to call, but folds, and he folds face up, pocket queens. So the guy who raised $7 had queens. He called up my hand specifically. He said every time that he has this hand, someone has ace king, but he had the right read this time for sure. So we don't get any more action, we don't get any more value, but we do take it down with ace. Following hand after that, we got another ace king in under the gun. So I am going to open here to $15. It's weird spot, not a weird spot, but something I really am trying to experiment with. Like if I'm under the gun and I'm opening with a really strong hand, do I want to open up to $18 or increase the sizing just a little bit? Want to see how that changes the action. Probably not too much, honestly, especially with a really active table like this. But as played, $15, 3 calls. We're going to a flop 4 ways out of position. Flop comes king high. It's king 4 7 2 diamonds out there. When action checks to me, C-bet mandatory here. I C-bet $40. The middle position player makes the call. He's been very, very active playing every hand, and it seems like he's really trying to target me and play a bunch of hands with me. So that's cool because I'm playing fairly tight in this session. The button now jams for $97 total. Big blind tanks for a long time. He's a pretty big stack, almost the same size stack as me, and I'd love for him to make the call here so I can just jam it in his face. But he does not make the call. He ends up folding probably top pair in this spot, and I am going to rejam. Middle position player only had about 100-ish behind, give or take, so nothing too major. But he does not make the call. We do not build a side pot, so we're just going to go to a run out, and it is the jack of clubs, then followed by the jack of diamonds. He shows 5-6 of diamonds for probably the best flop in the world he could ask for with 5-6. So he takes it down for sure. It was a nice hand, nice playing with you, Dennis. Subscriber to the channel. Shout out to you. Following hand, we have ace-10 offsuit in the cutoff, and I opened it up to $20 over to the under the gun straddle. We get some action once again because we're always getting action in these spots. We get 3 callers, the blinds and the straddlers. So where we found ourselves to be in position here, and let's go to a flop of 7-8-9 rainbow What a flop. We do flop 2 overs, open-ended. So when action checks to me, I'm definitely going to be c-betting this board a lot of the time. I bet $55. The big blind calls all in for less, about $28 total, and the straddler also calls as well with about $300 behind. So I'm looking to build a side pot if we do hit our straight and go to town with it. The turn is the brickest of bricks. It's a deuce. He checks to me. No point in betting in this spot. I mean, the side pot has about $50 in it or whatever it is. It's just not significant enough, and I just don't think there's any value into bluffing in this spot and building a side pot when we have ace high. So I check it back, take the free card. The river is another real brick. It's another deuce. What? God, that sucks. So action's going to go check, check. And I have ace high, and no one looks happy. No, I look around. I don't want to show my ace 10, obviously, since we're 3-wayed, and the other two don't look happy at all. So I decided to just show the ace 10, and we're good. The button, or the big blind ends up showing 10-4 offsuit for 10 high, and the straddler shows king 10 for king high. So ace high takes it down somehow. It's a miracle gift, but we'll take it down. Next hand, we have 8-9 of hearts in under the gun. I opened it up to $15 here with my lovely, beautiful suited connector, and we get 3 callers in position to me. So we're still going to play multi-way pots, but this time we're not going to complain about the flop. It's 10, 6, 7, 2 diamonds out there. Flop the nuts, flop the joint. So we're going to go definitely c-bet this board multi-way here. I decided to go and lead out for $40. We get 1 caller on the button, and that's cool. That's fine. As long as we get some action, I'm happy with it. So we're going to heads up to a turn, which is the 4 of spades, a beautiful card for us, and we're going to keep on barreling. I know this player can call me fairly light because of just my image, what I play into. So definitely going to keep on barreling here with the straight. I go ahead and lead out for $90. And he's also a little short as well, putting him into a decision to make here, either a jam or fold spot. He decides to end up jamming, $175 total. Music to my ears when he jams, when he says all in and pushes his stack in. Snappest call, quickest snap call. Yeah, I butchered that one. I obviously make the call, and we're going to go to a river, which is the 3 of diamonds. The flush draw does get there. Can't really put him on a flush draw, though, so we got to think we're good. He shows 8-9 offsuit, and we chop it up. So all of that for nothing, and yeah, that is unfortunate.
So I just kind of ran out of here as fast as I could, just stormed out of the poker room, unfortunately. So we'll go over this last hand that I just played, and obviously spoiling didn't go in my favor. So we have ace king in middle position over one limper to me, to my right. I decided to raise it up to $18, and we get 3 callers. Player in middle position, or late position really. He's been super active in position to me, unfortunately. And we're gonna go 4 ways to a flop. Flop comes ace high. It's ace 6, 9, 2 clubs out there. And I'm trying to find my card keys. Ace 6, 9, 2 clubs. I've been running really well with ace king. I've gotten ace king at least like 7 times this session, and I've flopped. It was either ace or king high, which is kind of ridiculous. But here on this flop, I'm gonna c-bet when it checks to me. C-bet $45. Player in late position, the villain in this spot. Stack size is a little irrelevant because I cover him. I was sitting pretty deep, and stack sizes, he raises it up to $100 total, and it folds all the way back to me. A little bit of history against this player. I've been playing against him for about 3-4 hours now at this point. So he's been looking me up and down a lot and trying to make a move against me because he thinks I'm a little too active, which I haven't been, or I'm a little too spewy. So when he raises here, I think he's trying to make a move, or he I just can't really put him on any written hand besides 6s and 9s. So here with ace king, I am pretty nutted here with top. Such a dry board, so he could be doing this with maybe a combo draw with a 9 of clubs or something. But he had about $180 behind, 160, 180, whatever it was. I decided to rip it all in. I 3-bet jam over his raise, and he doesn't think for too long before making the call. And the board, he shows ace-9, and the board is clean, ace-9 offsuit. So that just really pissed me the fuck off, man. Losing to him, yes, and also just, I don't know, his attitude after winning the pot and just like his demeanor, that really pissed me off. So I left really quickly. I'm just a little annoyed after losing that. It's fine. I probably overplayed my one pair hand, but at the end of the day, we fucked up big time. So I was in the game for 450, out of the game for, I was in the game for 440, out of the game for 494. Little profit of $54. We fucked ourselves. Anyways, if you're still watching this video and you haven't checked out the store already, Rampage Poker, get some cool merch, some cool gear, sweatshirts, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, whatever the fuck, please do, because I'd really appreciate it. If you like and want to support the channel, I really do appreciate it. So definitely feel free to grab one, and yeah, check out the store. The merch is super sick. It's really, I can't express how comfortable the clothing is. I'm so happy with how comfy it is. I'm happy with how the logo turned out because it looks dope, but I'm more happy about how it feels, because genuinely it feels awesome. That's it, a little bit of plug. I had to plug that in there, but hopefully you enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Yeah, I played pretty well this whole session until the last one where I didn't have to donk off my money, but realistically, with top against this player who's been playing every other hand, he just had it at the time. It's unfortunate.